The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. We all have our humble beginnings when it comes to gaming. Whether we started playing games when we were young or when we were teenagers doesn't matter. There are some special games that reside in a secret spot in our hearts for being the ones we played while we were growing up. That's for those fortunate enough to experience it anyways. Hey humans, welcome back to another video of Sterxion yapping. If you couldn't tell by the title, we're going to be going over some games that I have played whilst growing up. No real good reason I chose this topic too. I was just kinda going over some old videos on YouTube that I watched when I was younger and remembered some of the games that I played and loved a lot growing up. So here we are, making a video about it. I got 5 games specifically I want to talk about, but we have 2 honorable mentions. Also, before we get to the honorable mentions, I do want to say that I'm gonna try to take this video in a more casual sense. In the last Sterxion yapping video, I was kinda trying to set a serious tone, but that isn't really me, so I'm gonna try to talk as casual as I can. Well, not as casual, but you know, I'll talk in a way that it conveys that I am talking. First honorable mention may come as a surprise, given how many of my friends don't see me as someone who would be an enjoyer of this type of game. Resident Evil 5. I've never been an avid fan of the Resident Evil series, despite having played both Resident Evil 4 and 5 growing up. You may wonder, why not Resident Evil 4, considering it has a reputation of being a goated game? Well, 2 things. Lost in Nightmares, and Mercenaries. The Mercenaries mode involves you playing as a character of your choosing within a map, with your main goal being to try to achieve the highest score possible within a set time limit, and to also kill all the zombies on the map. I played the hell out of this mode despite only playing that first basic map, which is Public Assembly by the way. But something about trying to achieve the highest score possible within a time limit was always so charming to me. You could also find these things to extend the time you're given to kill all the zombies as well, and also use your melee attacks to extend the time by a little bit. And the Lost in Nightmares side story was always something I loved replaying back then. You and another player, or a bot sometimes, traverse through a mission in pursuit of Wesker, the bad guy. I don't know the story. What the hell is going on again? You solve puzzles, fight enemies, and do your best to survive to the end with what limited supplies you are given. I specifically remember loving this so fondly, and that's because I remember playing this mode back then. I think it was with a random person, but we both played this mode on the hardest difficulty. We got a bunch of game overs, but we persevered through all that struggle and eventually beat the game after what felt like a long time. That's a memory that will stick forever.
Clearly a trap.
Real.
Just walk around it. Oh
no. Yeah, let's walk in it.
quick time event, quick time event. Spam? Oh god.
Oh I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't prepared. The most Oh,
we got done!
no. And the second honorable mention being Pokemon White. Also, Pokemon Leaf Green too, as a honorable mention. I first got into Pokemon with Pokemon Leaf Green, but I truly got invested when Pokemon White came out for the Nintendo DS. I specifically remember playing the hell out of my Pokemon White game so much that the SD card, or whatever it's called, that yellow thing on the back of the Nintendo DS cartridge, you know, was actually deteriorating. Wait a second, that might be because of my incompetence as a person to take care of things. Anyways, as a warning, for one of the games on the list, I'm going to use footage from another person, so credit to them for letting me borrow this, but anyways, on to the list. If anyone actually watches my video, or specifically my series on the game Gensokyo Odyssey, you might probably know that I think highly of this one Animal Crossing game based on this one moment in episode 3. Here, take a look. That makes it a lot. Forget about it. I'm just going home to play Animal Crossing New Leaf on my 3DS. That's a good ass game, bro. Yeah, that's based as fuck. Also, honorable mention to Animal Crossing City Folk, as it's known in the US, for being the first Animal Crossing I have ever played. Animal Crossing is a life simulation game where most of the gameplay consists of you talking to your furry neighbors, catching fish, catching bugs, and making money to pay off your loan. There's more to that, but that's the basic premise of Animal Crossing. I'm not sure why I liked it too much, to be honest, but the idea of a life simulation was always so relaxing to me. From that first day I moved into that town, to the moments where I time traveled because I missed someone's birthday, Animal Crossing has always been an enjoyable experience, even at a younger age. really not sure what else to say about it because it's Animal Crossing. There's no real end goal besides just enjoy the game. So instead, I will go over some memories I had playing this game to make the video longer. I remember knowing that for some reason I heard people having Animal Crossing crushes, if that makes sense. To me, I never saw any of my fellow villagers like that. Everyone was just my neighbor or my friend, but I swear, at least someone had a thing for a certain villager. Another memory was that I told some friends in school that I actually played Animal Crossing, and one of them said, "That's a girl's game." I just remember being so baffled at that response because in my head, I'm just thinking that you can choose to be a boy or a girl when you create your save file. But still, a girl game? Really? Well, now we have a bunch of people playing Animal Crossing these days. Girls and boys included. Take that random girl on the bus who's laughing now. And one more memory to top it off, I remember the first time playing Animal Crossing New Leaf on my 3DS. The joy of hearing the soft nighttime music while preparing to be a mayor in my new town named Town will always be a core memory because strictly speaking, I felt free and at ease during that time. Just playing through my day while it was a school night will always be one of the greatest memories I have of Animal Crossing. Enough memories, next game. Ain't no party like a Mario Party, am I right? Right? Mario Party DS. Oh man, this game, I remember having so much fun with it, even though I played by myself 99% of the times. Brief summary, you and 3 other people, or computers in my case, are put on a board to make money, get items, survive wackiness, and play a minigame after every turn in order to get a star to be a winner. Whoever gets the most stars by the end of the game wins. However, what sets this one Mario Party game apart from the others is that the whole theme of this game is everyone is small. Go through multiple boards and reach your way to Bowser to become big again in the story mode. That's the story. Yes, I think. Whatever. You also got other side modes and whatnot, but that's not the point. Point is, I played the hell out of this game back then. I always loved playing through some of the minigames as well as replaying the story mode with different characters to unlock everything. Alright, this game has unlockables, or trophies, or whatever you call them. I just really like playing this game. Something I really like to do was, during the final 5 turns, Bowser would spin the roulette wheel, and I remember this one time I would turn off my DS just so that he could roll the effect of stars costing 5 coins. I also specifically remember in those games, I did nothing but stockpile coins until the moment that effect was in play. Note, this was on a map where stars are stationary and can be bought in multitudes as long as you have the coins for it. I don't know, I just had a lot of fun with this game growing up. Unfortunately, I lost the game at some point, so RIP. This game I actually forgot about. I had to think a bit about this game because despite me playing the hell out of it when I was younger, I honestly forgot it existed despite how much I enjoyed it. Tom and Jerry Tales for the DS. What is this game? This game is QuickTime events. The game. Seriously, you do little actions on the touchscreen as well as go through levels trying to cause as much mayhem as possible to score as many points as you can, trying to achieve a high score. There are other modes too, like a racing mode and a break everything you can mode, but we're not getting into that. Now, why do I like this game? 1. The charm of it. The game itself is very charming. There are cutscenes that play whenever you fail or succeed a QuickTime event, and one of my favorite things about it, upgrading your base. In the levels, if you do well, you'll obtain these upgrade points that you can use to spiffy up your home. I always like this despite the fact that it doesn't do anything other than just makes your house look good. I have always been one for customizing things. I'm always changing my profile pic in Discord every month, so the facts are checked in. And 2, Tom and Jerry is my favorite all-time cartoon ever. I know there are some better ones out there. I could say like, I don't know, Adventure Time or The Amazing World of Gumball. I don't know, no. I just love Tom and Jerry too much. And oh yeah, the game. I specifically remembered the game cartridge sticker not being there. It was just a sticker residue with a marker spelling out Tom and Jerry on it. Still though, I played a lot of it to the point where I'm pretty sure this was the first game I tried to do 100% completion on. I didn't succeed, but I know damn well I tried so hard accomplishing it, and had a lot of fun doing so. TLDR, I like this game. Moving on. You know, maybe the hundreds of hours I have in Stardew Valley make a lot more sense after this. Harvest Moon, Friends of Mineral Town, is a farming game. I don't know the full extent of the story, but from what I saw, you were taken to the countryside at a very young age and met an old dude on a farm. You played on his farm that day as well as met a girl who you played with. However, you moved back to the city and only come back to the farm a long time after to inherit the farm because the owner died. I really don't know what to say here. You can farm, you create friendships, you celebrate certain festivals or whatever. The choice is up to you. There's also something about a harvest goddess, whatever. We love farming. To draw out more time than usual, there are 5 bachelorettes in the game that you can marry. When I was younger, I always reset my save file to try and marry every single girl. I think I got like 3 of the 5 bachelorettes, but something I liked about doing this was they also had rivals, or, well, you. If you didn't get your girl in time, your girl would get married to someone else. Anyways, let's talk about the girl. You got Mary, the nerd and librarian of the town. Anne, how do you say it? Anne, who helps her father out at an inn. Ellie, a nurse. Papori, helper of a poultry farm, and Karen, the daughter of a store owner. Now, this has nothing to do with the video other than the fact that I like the game so much that I wanted to see every marriage outcome. Take a guess at which 3 I decided to marry. Sorry, I'm gonna borrow this image. Credit to Lilith. This is honestly some amazing artwork that I'm borrowing right now. Anyways, take your guesses. Alright, time's up. Out of the 5 girls, the 3 I decided to marry were Mary, Ellie, and my favorite and first pick, Karen. Karen was cool, she was awesome, and she was my favorite, and this was before the name Karen got its bad reputation. Anyways, Harvest Moon, Friends of Mineral Town. I like it, and I like some of the girls in it. That's all you need to know. Now, I'm going to do this section a little bit more quietly for the last game, because of the importance I hold for it. This last game is a game I loved way too much growing up. It was probably the only game I ever played to the point where I could say I was obsessed with it. And even when I lost the game, I never forgot about it, and have always wanted to get the game back again. I remember being so obsessed with this game that when I lost the game, my parents took me out to buy a different game of the same caliber. I didn't like that new game, but still, I really loved and appreciated them for it. I love and appreciate them for helping a spoiled child like me get this one game I was way too obsessed with. This game being Puyo Pop Fever. There was no reason for me to love a puzzle game this much, but it's true. Puyo Pop Fever for the DS was the game I played the most out of everything on the list, even more than some of the previous games combined. Puyo Pop Fever is a puzzle game where you connect blobs of color together. Connect 4 pieces of the same color to explode them and send trash blobs to the opponent. If the screen gets filled up to the 2 X's on top, or even one of them, you lose. In this game, they also have a fever mode where they give you combos that you need to start by setting off the correct piece. The game is simple enough, but I love the game so much. The combo building, some of the characters, even the acid trip we call fever mode. Everything about this game stuck with me growing up. Straying away from the main topic, my favorite 3 characters were you, the ghost, O'Share Bones, the fancy skeleton, and my goat, Onion Pixie, my boy. Damn, I love these characters for real. And a side note, I remember loving the Japanese voices for this game so much to the point where I remember keeping it like that. I always changed it in the options from English to Japanese voices, and I just memorized everything else, so I always knew where everything else was. That's honestly kinda cool, but I don't know, will we consider that smart? This game has 2 different story courses, and as well as a secret boss fight too. And for such a simple puzzle game, I loved it. I loved it so much that on the fateful day when Puyo Puyo Tetris was announced, My hype was so far up, nothing else could ever recreate it. Even with all these new cooler games coming out, nothing excited me more than the release of Puyo Tetris. That's how much I truly loved this game growing up. That's it. That's all the games I can think of playing while growing up. I know there are a couple of games I didn't put here, but they more or less came later in my life rather than when I was still a little star. I'm sorry about the lack of variety for my videos recently. I've been trying to work on that. This video was actually supposed to come out earlier, but I couldn't find the time to work on it until now. Even then, it's pretty bad quality. Anyways, got any ideas from things I could poorly yap about? Let me know. But that will be it. So, thank you everyone for watching and or listening to this video. Like, comment, subscribe, you do whatever you want, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye bye.